You did more than 30 sections and 50 videos without me. That's not okay. Why did you do so?
Indian Evidence Act is a quite tricky act. Every single section, that is all the 167 section in this particular act are very important. It is not relevant whether you are a criminal lawyer or civil lawyer. All of them need to know this particular act. That is why I was quite focused. So I missed to add you in my videos. But then today I am taking a easy session that is on admission versus confession. You might be thinking that why is this easy now? Because I have already covered all the sections related to admission as well as confession. That way it is going to be a refresher. You also sit with me so that you can understand all the provisions related to admission versus confession. I have 10 big differences. Not wasting any of your time or their time, let's get into business with my only slide video on admission versus confession. Differences between admission and confession. I have as many as 10 differences when it comes to admission and confession, and it is going to be very easy to understand because we have discussed all these provisions already. By now, we know that admission is discussed between section 17 to 23 and under section 31, whereas confession is discussed between section 24 to 30. The second difference is admission is taken both in civil cases as well as criminal cases, whereas confession comes into picture only in criminal cases. The third difference is admission is mostly a fact-in issue, whereas confession is direct acknowledgement of guilt. How to understand this? Imagine A is accused in the case of X murder by poisoning. Now, if A in the court says that, yes, I bought the poison, now that is an admission because poison is one of the fact in the issue. Whereas if A in the court says that, yes, I murdered Mr. X by poisoning, now he is acknowledging that he has committed that crime. He is showing guilt of that crime. That is confession. The fourth difference is admission is a substantive evidence, whereas confession is a conclusive proof. Now, in the earlier case, by saying I have bought poison, A gives substantive evidence that he must have killed Mr. X by poisoning. But that is a evidence only. Whereas under confession, he completely agrees that I have poisoned Mr. X and that's how I murdered him. That becomes conclusive proof. That is the fourth difference. The fifth difference is admission of one accused cannot operate as an evidence to co-accused. Now, if there are multiple accused in a same case and if one of them makes an admission, the same cannot be considered for all the other accused in the same case. Whereas under confession, while discussing section 30, we have clearly understood that if there are multiple accused in the same case and if the trial for them are taken together, in that case confession made by one accused can be jointly utilized for co-accused also if court feels right. So that is very important. The sixth difference is admission may not be voluntary. Here advocates use lot of techniques to ensure that the person admits some fact, whereas confession is mostly voluntary. That is one another difference. And admission can be made by any person, whereas confession is made by accused. Admission can be given by any person. It is not only accused, the others can also give admission, whereas the confession is coming from the person who has committed crime. That is one another difference. And then comes eighth difference, where admission can be sometime beneficial to the person who is making it, where we have discussed several exceptions under section 21 of Evidence Act, whereas confession is never beneficial to the person who is making it because he is agreeing the guilt of committing a crime. So that cannot be beneficial in any ways. The ninth difference is admission is an acknowledgement of fact. Yes, I have done so and so act. By saying that, the person who is admitting gives a fact in issue, whereas the confession is acknowledgement of entire guilt or crime or offense. He says that yes, I have committed murder or yes, I have done theft. All of these are confession and it is acknowledgement of guilt. The last difference, admission is part of the fact whereas confession is the final guilt. By collecting the information or by collecting admission, we make the case strong. We are getting a particular fact whereas confession gives complete picture of the final guilt. These are the differences you need to remember when it comes to admission versus confession. Please note that this is not an exhaustive list of admission versus confession. I have brought few very technical, important and easy to remember differences between admission versus confession. You can surely add 4 or 5 additional aspects because we have covered all these sections in detail, and based off that you can definitely add few more. That's my time on admission versus confession. Nishan, do you have anything to say to them?
Yes, Papa. Ask them to watch my playlist on banking law.
Yes, Nishan is covering banking law. Now, banking law is a serious topic and you might be thinking that why a small kid is covering. Don't worry, I am bringing all serious topic under banking law and most of the time Nishan covers few of the aspects, and whenever it is difficult for him to cover, I am always there. Now, the contents have the same seriousness, but I want to train my kid on law series because over a period of time, who knows, he might take over the channel. With that, we are concluding. It is always nice to come and give one more session for you guys. We are very happy for all the comments that you guys are giving to our videos. And here is our request again to subscribe our channel and please like, share and comment our videos. I used to say in my earlier videos like comment our videos, and Nishan used to say, Papa, it's not comment, it is comment. Comment our videos whatsoever. Please comment to our videos and we read every single comment sent by you guys and it gives a lot of motivation to us. And I think I am taking too much lecture here. I will conclude here. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are referring, and thanks again.